Hello again, amazing, awesome people of YouTube and all around the internet. Welcome back to the Walther Lover channel, where we talk about general gun and shooting topics. We do gun reviews, gear reviews, talk about my hilarious journey into competitive shooting, and I talk about my obsession / love of Walther guns. Thanks for stopping by the channel. Tonight, it's very exciting. I bring you our first review, our first gun review, yes. So, as I said in our earlier video, I intend to review a multitude of guns, whether it be stuff that I own and have a lot of experience with, or stuff that other people own that I have a lot of experience with, or stuff that I've borrowed from friends. So if you're watching, friends, thank you in advance for letting me borrow and review those guns. And anything that I can get my hands on and feel like I can give you some honest and thorough opinions about. So that's the plan moving forward. But that being said, I can't have a channel called Walther Lover and not do a review the first time on a Walther firearm. I hope you all understand. It just makes sense. So with that, tonight I bring you the Walther P22 Q. Yeah, look at that little guy. Very cool, very cool. As always, safety first, folks, right? So I'm gonna drop the magazine, make sure she's clear, and let the record show. I always do this before I start recording, but I think it's important to show it on video because safety is important. We can't forget that. So, the Walther P22 Q. What in the world is that thing, Ed? Well, I'm gonna tell you. The Walther P22 Q is a polymer-framed, semi-automatic, hammer-fired, rimfire pistol in .22 long rifle, right? So, very cool little piece for sure. So, let me give you some specs. The Walther P22 is 6.5 inches long. It's 4.5 inches high. There's a 3.4-inch barrel in there. And the width of the grip, interesting. It's like 1.2, it's like an inch thick. 1.1, I think, to be precise. As I mentioned, she's polymer framed, hammer fired, very, very cool little gun. So I'm going to walk you through some of the features of this thing real quick, kind of top to bottom. Comes with two 10-round magazines, pretty cool. As a matter of fact, these magazines are kind of interesting because at this price point, you wouldn't necessarily have a high expectation of magazines, but I feel like these are pretty good quality, especially for this gun. 22 and low cost. It's very cool. These are pretty sweet magazines. So it comes with two 10-round mags. Interchangeable backstraps. Interchangeable backstraps. How cool is that, right? On a gun like this, 22, low price point, that's pretty neat. So you can make this thing your own. So if you have giant Bigfoot paws like I do, you can make this gun fit your hand even better. Texture on the grip, if anyone's ever had a Walther PQ in their hand, it's very similar. It's just aggressive enough to be able to get a good grip, but not overly aggressive. So it's certainly very comfortable for, I think, all shooters. Moving up to the trigger guard, we have the mag release, which is a paddle release. Oh no, not the paddle. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings on a paddle release. I like it. But it's not for everybody, I understand that. But I think on a gun like this, I don't really see the issue because you're not really worried about doing super fast reloads and stuff like that. And I think it's easy to get used to the paddle. It's also fully ambidextrous. Ambidextrous is a big word. So for my college-educated friend, I think I have a couple, but you know who you are when I'm talking to you. I learned a big word, ambidextrous. So what that means, it's comfortable for the left and right-handed shooter. So in addition to that paddle, which I find I can use that middle finger of my strong hand for that. The left-hand shooter can also get to that paddle just as easily, which is pretty cool. Moving on, up to the slide. We have a slide-mounted safety that is also fully ambidextrous. So your left-hand shooters have the equal access to the safety. So this is a equal opportunity provider as a firearm. So that's pretty neat. Got your hammer back here. I'll get to that in a minute. Slide lock is right here. Very cool. A lot of these smaller frame guns, I've found that slide lock is often very small, right? Because it's small and it's a small gun. So the slide lock will be small. Sometimes it can get lost on these small guns. And it's nice for, again, somebody with the big Bigfoot paws to be able to get to that slide release. So I feel like it's in a great spot. Very comfortable. So that's pretty cool. That's right there. Moving on down the slide. we have a kind of a standard 3-dot sight pattern, which I'm going to try to show you here on camera. I don't know how well it's going to pick those up, but we'll try. Standard 3-dot sights, but here's the cool thing. It's a windage adjustable rear, which is pretty cool. Again, on a gun this price point, to be able to make some adjustments to get this thing as precise as you want, that's pretty cool, man. Pretty sweet deal. Along the top of the slide, we've got ridges that'll help reduce glare if you're shooting outside. You may have experienced that. You get some glare off the top of these slides, sometimes interferes with your sight picture. So having those ridges is a huge help. There's also a loaded chamber indicator right here on the top. It's a viewing window. Basically, you see if there's a live round in the chamber, which is pretty cool if you're teaching somebody who's new, or you're somebody that's just trying to be super careful, and you know, it's a nice feature to have. On the slide, we've got some pretty decent serrations, especially for a gun this size, both in the rear and the front. So if you're a press check person, which I'm not really the press check guy, I don't know, do people press check on 22s? Probably. So the serrations are there, very accessible, easy to get to, certainly easy to move that slide around, which is pretty neat. Let's see. So slide action, very smooth, very easy. So I feel like anyone with any strength level of hand will be able to manipulate that slide very easily, which is pretty neat. On the front, we've got a 3-slot pick rail up front if you want to mount accessories, lasers, lights, etc. There's even a laser version of this gun, which is kind of neat. You've got your takedown levers right here. I'm not going to take down on camera, but very simple to take this gun down, clean it up, and make it beautiful again if you get it dirty like I do often. So yeah, it's pretty sweet little gun. So let's talk about the trigger for a minute. Everyone wants to know about the trigger. So again, this gun is clear, right? So I'm gonna demonstrate this trigger for you a little bit. Double action, single action. So let's do a quick pull and double action for you so you can try to get a look at it here. I'm gonna do it with my trigger finger, right? So it's a little, so you can see it. Pull, pull, pull. Yikes. Very heavy, but that's to be expected, right? It's a double action trigger. So it comes in at right around 11 pounds, which I think is pretty good, especially if you're training, you're trying to learn some fundamentals and get some trigger control stuff down. That's pretty cool. So looking at that thing in single action, much different story. A little bit of take up. There's your take up. There, wall. Boom. There you go. Pretty sweet. It's actually a great little trigger on this thing. I was pleasantly surprised the first time I loaded her up and got to the range and put some rounds through it. It was pretty sweet. Very comfortable trigger. So there you go. I think I covered everything on this thing for you. So the next question obviously is, how does it shoot? Well, I mean, it shoots like a Walther. Again, a little biased to the Walthers. But no, all kidding aside, I've run countless different types of ammunition through this. Through the shortage, it was obviously hard to get 22 in specific brands, so I would pick up what I could from the lowest of low to the most expensive stuff. And she's eaten everything I've tried to feed her and really had no trouble. I've not had a single malfunction with this firearm, which is saying something in a rimfire gun. As some of you know, it's pretty cool. So as far as accuracy goes, I haven't done any like hardcore accuracy testing. I did do one really scientific test. If you're ready, you ready for this? A very scientific. Boom! There it goes. Ha! It was a little science in action. So this was nothing scientific, and don't judge my shooting too much. It's a 22. I did this in a hurry, and I'm not that good. And I've told you that from the start. But anyway, this is at 5 yards, 15 feet, 10 rounds. I just loaded it up. Target was out there. Stood up. Fired 10 shots fairly quickly, and that's what we got. That was with 40 grain federal ammunition, so man, not bad. I have certainly shot it better than this, but I'm an honest dude, and that was that day, and I could probably do better, but that day I didn't. So there you go. So it's really accurate. So why a 22 semi-auto pistol? The reason I ended up with this was because I had a lot of new folks that I took shooting and wanted to go to the range and learn a thing or two, or maybe just have some fun and see if it was for them. I didn't really have a friendly gun for that. You put a new shooter on a 9mm, that's great. Sometimes it works fine, and other times it's a little too much. And of course, you got 380, which is a little better. But man, 22 is just like the place to start. I think most of us started on the 22. I can't remember back that far because I'm old. I may have started throwing rocks because there wasn't ammunition, but I'm pretty sure early on in our shooting careers or in hobbies, we started on a 22, and it's very cool, very fun to shoot. In addition, if you want to take a gun like this to the range, it's certainly a heck of a lot cheaper to put 22 long rifle in a gun and shoot all day than it is just about any other caliber. So it's very cost effective and certainly a hoot and a whole lot of fun to shoot. So that's it, folks. The Walther P22 Q comes in a couple of different flavors. There's some different colors. There's an angel blue, which I actually really like. But I wanted it, but I figured everyone would make fun of me because it's not real masculine, right? So I got the black, and it's a big manly gun. But I may secretly buy the angel blue one and just not tell anybody because it's pretty cool. Also comes in a Target version. I haven't gotten to play with that, but I'm pretty interested to get my hands on that and add it to the Walther collection, since that's one of my goals, is to collect them all and get you guys a review on what that Target looks like. There is also a tactical version with a threaded barrel and I believe suppressor height sights. It's pretty cool. Excellent price point on this gun. I've seen it listed anywhere from $350 to $375. It can be had much cheaper. I lucked out around the holidays and got this for an excellent price. I haven't seen it quite that cheap since, but it is quite the value for the money. And as always, Walther innovated with this thing. It's been out since like '02. It's gone through some changes and some perfecting, but it was the first polymer frame rimfire pistol on the market, which is kind of semi-automatic rimfire polymer frame on the market. So very cool. A lot of history, Walther quality, amazing little gun. So there you have it, the Walther P22 Q. Hope you enjoyed. If you have some more ideas for gun reviews or something specific you'd like to see, hit me up in the comments and let me know. I'll try to make that happen for you if I can. It may give me an excuse to get a new gun or borrow a new gun from my beloved friends out there that are going to loan me some guns. If you have some comments, please hit me up. Let me know what's on your mind. If you like this, great. Thank you. And if you didn't, I'm sorry. I don't know why. But if you tell me, maybe I can fix it. So hit the like and subscribe buttons because we say that every time. And we'd love to have some new subscribers and continue to bring you some super cool content, hopefully. So with that, I appreciate everyone stopping by. Love you guys. I appreciate that support. Yeah, I'll see you all real soon. Thanks.